Hey, it's Sarah with Loaves and Dishes, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this easy apple galette recipe. And the hardest part about slicing up these apples was removing the stickers first. And I did pretty thin slices. You could cut these up however you wanted, but I wanted to do a fun, pattern design with the apple slices, but it doesn't matter. You can chop them up however you want as long as they're all roughly about the same size. And I was using Honeycrisp apples. I would recommend using a sweet apple rather than a Granny Smith, just because there's not as much seasonings and sugar in this as there is in a normal apple pie. So I would go with a Red Delicious or a Honeycrisp or a Gala or an apple like that. But any apple will work fine. So now on my baking sheet I have some parchment paper down as well. I'm unrolling my pie crust, and I just used a store-bought pie crust. I'm going to take a section of apples that I've sliced, and I put those in the middle because I wanted to do this kind of cross design, and I just put the apples in there according to the pattern that I wanted to use. And you do not have to do this. I was doing this because I have seen it on the internet and I thought it looked really pretty and I wanted to make something really pretty. That's just what it was. But so a galette is basically a pie without a pie tin. I mean, I don't know what the official definition of it is, but that's pretty much what it is. So it doesn't have to be pretty, and it could be really rustic and cool. It's just what I wanted to do today. And that's the cool thing about cooking and doing stuff like this, is that if I were in a hurry or if I just didn't feel like doing this, then I wouldn't have to. But if you want to take your time and you want to do something like this, you absolutely can. And it was pretty easy. I just, kept things in neat piles. So once I got about as many apples in there as I wanted to put in, and you can see I had a lot of apple left over, so I would do this maybe one apple at a time if you're putting this together. I really think it was maybe 1.5 to 2 apples that I used in total. So once I got all of the apples in there that I felt like I could fit, then I took the sides of the edges of the pie crust and I wrapped them up and around the sides of the apples so that it makes a little crust. And I just made sure I pinched that together pretty well. Then I took 2 tablespoons of butter and I cubed those up and I just sprinkled those around. I put them on top and I unfolded the sides just a little bit to stick some under the sides of the pie crust so that there was butter pretty much everywhere. That's important. You want to make sure that the butter gets everywhere. And then I just sort of reformed it. Then I took some seasoning. So I didn't have any cinnamon. I used a tiny bit of pumpkin pie spice, just a little sprinkle. And then I added some ginger, a bigger sprinkle of ginger, and a bigger sprinkle of, I think I used cloves. You could use whatever spices you wanted. Those are the kind of the normal apple pie, apple type fall seasoning spices. Not necessarily the pumpkin pie spice, but the others. Cinnamon would be good. Then I added a little bit of vanilla extract and I added about 1.5 tablespoons of brown sugar. You could add more if you wanted more brown sugar. You could add a little less if you wanted some less brown sugar. That part's really up to you. But the brown sugar really helps it get kind of caramelized while it's baking in the oven along with the butter. So you do want to add a little bit. And then I used some milk to do a wash on the sides so that they would brown up. And you could use milk, you can use egg wash. I'm using actually almond milk, so a dairy alternative does work for this. And then you want to bake it at 450 for 15 to 20 minutes. And there it was, fresh out of the oven. I thought it was beautiful. And my husband loved it. He ate almost the whole thing, which is abnormal for him. So if you want to see more recipes like these, check out loavesandishes.net. If you want to hear more from myself and my mom, we do have a podcast. It's called Dorks with Sporks, and you can find that wherever you listen to podcasts. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We put out a new video every Monday through Friday, and you can follow us on Facebook at Loaves and Dishes for more. Thanks for watching.